Did that challenge actually resolve? Did this one just decline to use a trick there? Perhaps he's pondering his options. I mean, he's still expending... He would still be expending a card here for no relevant gain. Oh, and for everyone watching on the stream, I think we're back, but I mean, after the first round, after we realized that the stream was gonna be on and off for this one due to some technical issues, we started recording the thing, so you will be able to watch the full finals or everything from the second round on YouTube after the event is finished. So yeah, sorry for that, but can't be helped. Alright, let's just concentrate on the game for now and hope that the stream is somewhat stable, so you can at least see who has an advantage. And again, we're gonna upload a video of this later on. So, if you just came back, Wilco has very efficiently populated his side of the board. Exactly the kind of board that Stark really likes. And he also got a king and Tommen, Baratheon there, so Istvan can't go for an easy king plot turn where he can get crawl back into the game. So that's nice protection there for Wilco. And currently Randall is firmly ahead of Istvan here. And I don't believe Istvan is running a reset. Is he running a reset? I can't remember. But if he's not running a reset, then he won't be able to stop this train from going, right? I mean, Mira plus gonna drown him in card advantage. Alright, so 8-1 for Wilco. I mean, Istvan, if he has a second trade route, he can still just drop Renly, drop left or right or whoever he needs to complete the duo, and he's got a very strong board, and none of his characters can be warded at the moment. So Istvan is not out of it yet. He just needs to keep building his wall of characters and try to claw his way back into the game that way. Alright. Okay, so I think Wilco just has to pay attention here and just make sure that he has enough characters on the board that he can continually sacrifice things and just this over and over again. So he's 2 or 3 small characters, and then use the sacrifice ability in conjunction with Mira to control the board, and I think he should be A-okay here. The second trade routes for Istvan, so he agrees there. He just wants to spit out as much as he can and try to stabilize that way. Which reset Wilco is running, but if Wilco is on Valador Harris or something, that could seriously go wrong for Ista. Yeah, boys. Here comes even more. Alright, here's a Great Hall, and he already tried to spend a lot of gold there, so I assume there's a big character coming. And there's a Nil and Pain. Ooh. Well, in just a minute, there's just gonna be left. Or not. He's Nightmares. Alright, nice sequence there, but I mean, if you don't get to use the Nil and Pain, you still get to do challenges with it, so it's not too bad. And he's gonna be around next turn to still murder some lefts and rights. If I didn't go for the pun with the... He's gonna kill people left and right there, but yeah, I apologize. The number of triggers on Wyman there. Nice. Or not. Alright, let's see what Istvan's got here. I want to see a Renly at least. Or a Mace, that's also pretty good. But I don't think... The thing is, Mace is only really threatening if you have power already to back it up. Because if Mace is just sitting there bringing you to 3 or 4 power, then your opponent doesn't really feel the pressure. So... and that's a good start, but I think Istvan would rather seen Renly here, right? But I mean, he still has a lot of gold. He can still play... he can still deploy a lot of characters. Istvan deploying his characters there in his signature style, slamming them onto the board. Some real energetic play here. And Wilco seems more calm and calculating, but both playstyles certainly valid. And don't get me wrong. Oh, and somehow Wilco also snuck in a Skargus over there, paying homage to the actual Shadows keyword on the card, which is more or less irrelevant under most circumstances, but what can you do? Gotta promote your new mechanics somehow. And that Skargus is gonna be crucial here in conjunction with the Summer, because that gives him Winterfell Stew almost ad infinitum. Alright, so first of all he's gonna go for some additional card draw, sacrifices that Umber Loyalist after he's blanked him, which is the standard trick, and then he doesn't need to discard, and he gets a new Loyalist and draws another 2 cards, and even one more card with the Wyman. So that one's pretty much free, and he still has 3 gold, so he gets to blank an additional 3 characters here. And I assume he's gonna blank Rendell and then probably either the Knights of Summer or Left and Right, depending on what he is planning to do. But I assume he's blanking Left and Right, because those are just annoying on defense. Alright, so there goes Randall's text box. So what do you actually go for here? Does this one actually care about the military challenge? I guess he cares somewhat. The problem is Istvan doesn't have any power right now. At least not on his house card, so doing a power challenge, not really enticing. Yeah, I think you just go for a military that's fairly non-committal. Probably just go military and stuff like one of the knights, perhaps. Intrigue challenge is also fine. What's happening right now? That looked like a... Is this an intrigue challenge? The only way this makes sense is if that was a military challenge, but I don't see any Nelt characters with a military icon on Wilco's side of the board. Wo ist der Charger, was? Ist das jetzt hierfür relevant? Ist das jetzt irgendwie relevant?
Damit das Laufbuch dichter wird.
Ah, okay. Müssen wir den Tisch bewegen?
Machen wir 10 Zentimeter reichen.
Funktioniert das? Ist drin?
Ist okay. Ne, ist nicht drin, aber weil da steckt noch was anderes unten drin. Aber das können wir dann gleich wechseln, wenn das Telefon voller ist.
Okay.
Eine Steckdosenleiste oder so.
Man, we're battling against technology here, while Wilco and Istvan are battling their own battle. As it turns out, some of the power outlets in this castle are actually not power outlets, they're just for show. So we had the laptop connected to a power outlet that doesn't do anything for like 2 hours, and now the battery's almost gone. Pretty nice stuff. Anyway, I hope we can get this sorted out. And alright. So So there's a Bolton Flare now for Wilco, who I think flayed left or right there, and next turn, Ilan Payne is gonna take care of the other one. And then with the combined strength of the blanks, and now Istvan even has a power on his house card, so Wilco should be able to steal that, right? The only problem is that Istvan has a lot of power on characters already, so that's something that Wilco can't steal, and that is slowly but surely gonna tick up here.
I thought they went to plots, and I was like, why? No, that's exactly what we were after reserve. Much better. We're all very smart.
Yeah, we've had to play against this deck.
Alright, so here's a double close call.
I don't think it was that close.
And I don't think Wilco actually has anything in his dead pile, so his other plot options might just be suboptimal here. Yeah. I mean, he's probably sitting on a reset that he doesn't want to use currently. He's been digging for a while now. I think he's searching for at least a dupe for Wyman. I think he's already used all the dupes for Tarman. And I think what Istvan could do here, he could wait with the king plot until Wilco has to Valor himself or something, and then the Tom will be gone, and Istvan can actually hit Wilco with the king plot. And I think that favors Istvan right now because his because Wilco's side of the board is just all reliant on triggers, and Istvan has just got dudes.
Murder.
Wilco's first player, right?
Yes.
No.
All right. I mean, if you're rooting for Wilco here, you certainly just want to see a ward on that Knight of Summon in the back, and then just go from there. Rooting for Istvan, I think you just want, of course, no ward, but then I think you just need Istvan to draw like a Renly or something, and then slowly just accumulate power on these characters where Wilco can't steal them. And there's a ward. Yeah, that really hurts, because Istvan has no way currently to accumulate power on his house card, because Wilco has enough power and strength to just steal it back with that Arya stealth. So yeah. Wow, Harrenhal. That's good stuff. Well, I mean, he has the Bolton Flares. I wonder if he's running the big Bolton dude as well. The Ruse? All right. The Dutch guys confirm. They know his deck, of course, and there's all sorts of fancy goodness waiting in his hand, just to just waiting here to be dropped into play for free. And I mean, it's great to see at least a somewhat innovative deck here in the finals, because, man, all these dark fealties, and he's put his own spin on it, and I really like that. But let's see what Istvan can do here. He has a lot of gold, so, and I don't actually see a whole lot of gold on Wilco's side on the board, so he might be able to conjure something up here. Ich glaube, das ist mittlerweile auch egal. Yeah, so that was presumably a power challenge, and yeah, Wilco's having none of that. He wants to keep his power. And I mean, Istvan has the I win trigger still in hand, I assume. But yeah, there's the I win. Doesn't that cost 3? I think you only pay 2, right? I think. Wait. This one had 6 gold, right? Should be at 3. I don't know. Maybe that just didn't show correctly on the stream, and he actually had 7 gold there. Yeah, it's actually quite interesting that Wilco decided to blank the knight there instead of Randall. There's Roose Bolton. So, okay. So now the play makes sense, I believe, because Wilco blanked the knight there, so that his strength gets reduced, and he actually gets to get rid of the knight and right with left, and then next turn he can just march one of Istvan's good guys. But Istvan still has.
He needs to read the card.
And remember, he has a last half down there at the bottom, but you can't see it because the banner is over it. Wilk is really going wide on his locations here.
Yeah, and he's stealth.
So Mace is gone.
Mace is dead.
I think it's an
Yeah, the Umber Loyalist was knelt before. Yeah. Okay, so this is Intrigue. And that's growing strong. So he can save his characters here.
Is the plus 10 strength to the end of the phase?
He's gonna pick the summer name.
He's going to pick the summer knight. And then.
Oh, he wished he played that. He wished he played that.
All right, interesting decision here because no matter what Istvan chooses here, what he doesn't choose is gonna get killed.
Because if you don't make the knight, he can't be killed by.
Hmm. Alright, so he remembers his trigger, that's important. And now he should be up to 6 strength, so I don't think he can discard, he can't kill 2 characters here, but I think just taking out Mace should be enough. Oh, but Mace is at 7, so he can't kill him. So I think it's pretty much a choice between the knight or right here. I think you choose the knight probably, because right can just get killed by Pain next turn. And I mean, you just want to reduce Istvan's power as much as possible. So I think the knight is the most reasonable option here, right?
Nightmare in the bay is bad. It's not that I use nightmares. To save a character that died anyways. I saved him. The Reinhardt just played the movie because of the challenge.
Alright, so there goes the knight.
Bye-bye. No other attachments allowed.
Alright. And that sacrifices a character for Wilco, so he gets to trigger all his stuff.
This deck is so much fun.
There goes the red one strains, but I don't think that really matters at this point.
Next week. But I think he wants to win the military as well, right? He has double stealth.
No, you don't want to do the military. No, then right in a sec, and then you have to second. Well, you can second.
Or not. I think you want to win the power. Oh look, it's a summer plot. I'll use your own guy.
Well, this is a power challenge, and probably gonna stealth past Rendell here. So there's only Mace left, and does Might of the Reach even do it? It's 10, 14, yeah, but that's a Might of the Reach gun, and he doesn't even get an additional character out of it because it's not on Rendell. Okay, but he just opposes, so Wilco doesn't run away with the power here. And of course, Blessed by the Maiden only protects your cards against ward. If you play it preemptively, you can't play it on an opponent's character, so this Knight of Summer, if Istvan doesn't have another source of attachment removal, is gone for good. So Wilco at 11 here, and in a pretty commanding position. But I could actually see Wilco just sacrificing the Knight of Summerhall just in case Istvan has some shenanigans going on, and he wants to make sure that the board is absolutely stable and it doesn't lose in some ridiculous way to Istvan. Okay, so standing Aria gives him the military challenge. And yeah. Nice, so he sacrifices the flare that would have killed his own guy there. Yeah.
Military challenge.
Alright, so I think the game plan for Wilco here is just you're in a dominating position, so you have to stay calm and collected and just keep playing just like every other game. Just keep thinking through your decisions, make the most rational decisions, and don't get too hasty because you feel like you've already won. I think that's the only way that's separating Wilco from victory right now. So if he just stays calm and collected here, he should be able to pull through.
Imagine if he gets a Ramsey. You win or you die and you face Ramsey. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, you win or you die.
Yeah.
He has double stealth.
Man, is the tournament gonna end on a you win or you die turn by Wilco here? That'd be quite poetic.
If he can play Ramsey now, he wipes the board. But the board it's gone. Dead.
Alright. Now, what's the dupe? Does Wilco have a Ramsey? If he has a Ramsey here, then it's a wrap.
Ramsey, sack something, Skagos, Ramsey. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Alright, he's taking his time. That's fine. As already mentioned, the only way he can lose if he gets too hasty and makes some stupid decision. But I think if he just goes through the motions here, then he should be fine.
He has the
Oh, he's duping Arya.
Oh, he's gonna set Arya for the six Arya. Yeah.
He's duped
Arya. There's no safe Arya. Sacrifice Arya. He's gonna flip
Oh yeah, and there is a dupe for the ward, so it's gonna make it really difficult for Istvan, even if he has some way of attachment removal to get rid of that. Nicely done there. And now the pressure's just mounting and mounting. Yeah, and he does the intelligent play there, I believe, which is just leave 4 gold open. Just make sure that everything on this side of the board is blank during the challenges phase, and then there's no way you can lose. And Istvan in attack here, obviously. But there's not much he can do because Mira is going to come out of shadows. She's going to blank that Renly. So that Wardens of the South isn't going to do a whole lot for Istvan here because pure strength doesn't do much against the stealth that Wilco has. And in fact, Wilco doesn't even marshal, Istvan doesn't even marshal anything. All right. Here comes another Bolton, and Wilco can just go for the military and stealth both characters if he wants, and blank everything. He's using Skargas. Okay, so he's using Skargas there to get Mira back into shadows. Blank the first blank the Randall there, presumably. Now Mace is gonna get blanked as well. He also, he also drew a card there with Myman, but I think there's not much Wilco can do right now that can actually lose the game, so that's probably fine. And now it's gonna get very loud here in a second because all the Dutch fans and players are in this room, so prepare yourselves. Okay, and Randall is going into shadows somehow.
You can kill 3 things, basically.
I don't think it's shadows, I think it's a mace trigger.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Mace exists. Fortunately, we have very astute observers here, so it was pointed out to me that, in fact, Istvan cannot perform witchcraft and put Randall into shadows. That's actually a Mace trigger. That at least protects the Randall from dying, but I doubt that it's gonna prevent Istvan from dying here. Yeah, and he's stealthing there, playing around options like off to Gulltown. And here comes the unopposed military challenge. Wait. So there's a frozen solid. All right. You really gotta say that was tough luck there for Istvan. He had a rough start in this game, and he only set up Renly and a guy, and that's it. Wilco van Dijk is your 2018 Stahleck Joust champion. Yeah, a rough start there for Istvan at the beginning, and Wilco's deck is just built to abuse someone who stumbles in the beginning. Here's the wards. He has the Boltons things. Here's the Bolton guys. He's got all the things that just attrition your opponent out, and if you don't have a good start, then you can't do anything. So he just takes it, capitalizing off the bad start there of Istvan, and Istvan just not being able to bring it back without a reset. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, Just excellently played by Wilco, and I think we're either going to have a winner's interview. I think we're going to have a winner's interview, so stay tuned for a little longer, and then it's time to say goodbye, unfortunately, for this year.
Tschüss sagen, kommt hier, aber jetzt seid ihr hier. Okay, macht's. So.
D-I-J-K war es, glaube ich. B, nicht D. Oder war es doch D? Das ist doch da. Loco Fun. D-I-J-K, doch.
Ja, lassen wir erstmal einen Moment. Yeah, we recorded it.
I really want to see what kinds of lion cards he plays.
Kannst du den ja irgendwie ausblenden. Geh mal hier auf die Punkte.
Ja, doch, scheint zu sein, dass es eine neue Nachricht gibt, noch nicht gesehen.
Okay. Ah, okay. Gut, dann haben wir es ja. Achso, wenn dieses Ding hier wackelt, festdrehen. Okay. First Edition gespielt?
Nein, ich bin erst seit 2 Monaten dabei insgesamt.
Ah, okay. Aber in der First Edition hat die so funktioniert, du durftest alle Karten blanken und wenn Winter und Sommer haben ein bisschen anders funktioniert, aber wenn es Winter war, durftest du 2 Karten blanken.
Oh wow.
Und ihr Trigger war nicht nur, wenn das Sacrifice ist, sondern wenn es Charakter des Spielfach ist.
Irgendeine Art und Weise. Das ist schon krass, ja.
Und die ist hart genervt. Ja, und die ist genervt und ist immer noch super.
Ja, macht's gut.
Ciao. Okay, ja. 3 geht. Wir haben noch so eine halbe Stunde, dann können wir runtergehen. Also, ja, wir haben eine halbe Stunde. Ja, packen put in the power.
Because the French guys on the French board say the speaker was way better than the World speaker.
That's quite nice to hear. Or you can wait a moment and tell about yourself. But I'm glad that it worked because, like, for the finals, we had a few technical issues. We were streaming through the phone and it went out. It lost power, and then we scrambled to get a charger, and then we had to find a position, and we lost like the first 2 or 3 plots. We started recording locally, and then the connection was bad. So I'm glad that the things.
How many people were in the chat watching?
60 something. So this is like up here it's like 80 something. Yeah. 80 to 60.
I was using it to spot it. I was up there like, okay, I'm more relaxed.
That's true, that's true. And it was crazy, the beginning was so hard. The Ramsey,
Yeah.
that was a blow.
Well, I hope there's a way to get better internet up here. So this quality might improve, but
One of the problems I think, because I had some hiccup yesterday with the web connection, even with the 2 phones, is that says as long as you use mobile phone rather your connection, there is too much traffic here in the area during the tournament,
yeah,
especially with Classic Pavilion.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
You have some problem I think the only thing that can make it is have a fiber connection, physical fiber connection from the castle or from downstairs, but it's quite costly. I'm not sure they are here.
Yeah, as I was thinking, it's probably really difficult to get something better. But I hope that they can improve at least the quality of the mobile phone, of the mobile internet.
Yeah.
Somehow. That would be really nice. But that's not just a problem here, that's a problem in all of Germany. the mobile internet is really not that great. And it's really expensive as well.
In France, it's pretty cheap. Like you can have internet connection at your home for like 20 euros a month.
Well, what speed is it at? That's the question.
Well, it's not a good one. If you want a fiber connection and you are somewhere where there is a fiber, it's like 35 or 40.
We're like paying like at my home. We're paying like how much is it? 45 plus 10 for unlimited calls into mobile phone networks. So it's like 55 bucks a month, and we get like 100 megabits per second, which is like was the upper limit for traditional copper lines. So it's not even fiber, and fiber, if it's supplied, it's even more expensive. It's like 70 bucks. Oh. And
Where
those
I
ones
live now, we have like 2 megabits per second because we are on a mountain in a small place, but they are working on putting a fiber in every village in the area.
Oh, that's cool. I live in a city that has almost 100,000 people living there, and until like last year, our maximum speed was 25 megabits, maybe, and for one person that might be fine, but I live in a house with 3 other people,
Yeah.
and all of us have our devices, all of us are constantly at least somewhat using them, so it's not enough. It's never enough. And it's expensive. I hate it. But yeah, that's not just the problem. That's a problem in all of Germany. They really screwed up the implementation of fast internet.
Well, in France, what happens is that we have 4 people on the market and they are killing price each other. So it's really at the smallest price they can do.
In Germany, it was until like from the mid 80s to late 90s, everything was controlled office, and then they privatized it and split off the communications business, and they own all the lines, and every competitor had to build their own lines. To get like phone service from another company, the other company has to rent out from the communications services from the which were pulled out of the postal office. So they can always hike the prices in their favor.
Well, in France it's different. Most of the time the company can use the phone line from the phone lines. So it's cheaper to put when you do change of operator. You don't have to take a new line. Sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time it's
Then finally, like 6 months ago, in the train line where I traveled to, which I used to travel to university, they finally introduced wireless networking on the train, so I can surf the internet there. Because the mobile network only works in certain places in the line. So that's an improvement at least. But it took ages, and in other countries, it has been a while since I've been on a train in France, but in other countries, it's more prevalent.
Where I live, on the train I don't have a Wi-Fi and I can't use the mobile phone because you go down the valley and you have some tunnels, sometimes you don't have any connection by the way because you are on a small part that there is no one in it, so
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I will wait.
Well, my train isn't in the small part. I've been from my city to Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So Frankfurt is pretty big, but there was nothing. There were still areas where I didn't have reception. And still, when I'm leaving from Frankfurt to another town where my university actually is, there's more, and it's horrible. But it's not strictly needed, but it's nice and convenient that I have it.
When I go from Lyon, where I work, to Paris, I have connection all the way. What is one of the most long train line there is in France? So
Yeah. It was the first time when they introduced. It was the first TGV line, wasn't it?
yes,
Yeah. The German train operator DB, in the ICEs, they are trying to implement Wi-Fi, but they have the same problem that we are having because there aren't enough mobile base stations, so the train loses reception in some areas, and they can't do anything about that. But yeah, we have implemented Wi-Fi, but still you have no internet connection because the train has no internet connection.
by the way, I never understand the train in Germany. Because not every time, but a few times I use trains in Germany, and sometimes you're like, okay, I'm on the train, I'm going to the right place, and you have the control come and saying to you, you don't have the right ticket. What? Yes, you are on this kind of line, you have a ticket for this kind of line. I'm going from the same place to the same place.
Yeah, that system is a bit confusing. Well, they have this ultra cheap tickets where you have to really take that one specific train that's printed on there, and the other ones which are more expensive, you can take any train that goes into these directions. Yeah, it's confusing if you don't if you haven't experienced it before. I know.
Even and the driving direction are confusing too, but that's something that you see in Germany when you are on a motorway. You only have the next exit that is indicated on the direction. Like you are like 50 kilometers from Frankfurt, you never had Frankfurt on it. Well, at least it was the case a few years
Auch darauf achten, dass wir.
Habt ihr das jetzt eben recorded eigentlich?
Ja, das müsste ja hier in irgendeinem Ordner drin sein.
Ja.
Das kann man ja hier irgendwo checken. Ja, das können wir auch nachher checken. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you very much. What do you want me to say?
You can sit there.
Hi.
It's nice to sit against, besides someone who's actually fresh out of the shower for once. Stahleck is kind of a mess that way.
Yeah, I was ready, so I was like, I'm taking a shower before doing anything else.
All right. I mean, we're just gonna do a quick interview. I don't really want to hold you too long here because, I mean, you've probably got other things going through your mind right now. So, basically, this microphone only works if you talk directly into it. So I'm just gonna talk here, and I'm gonna move it over to you, so you don't have to move. All right. So that was quite the thrilling finals. I'm here with 2018 Stahleck Joust champion Wilco van Dijk, and I apologize if I butchered that name. Okay, that was quite the final. I think Istvan didn't really stand a chance there because his setup wasn't all that great. He only set up Renly, I believe, and the Chut, and you could really capitalize from there on out because your deck is obviously built to punish starts like that, and you just get to trish him out. Just anything in the game that you really liked, any plays that you felt brought you the final advantage, or was it just any point in the game where you felt, now I win, now I'm winning?
So obviously the start was very good for me. I had Tommen and I thought he was running king in the north. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna set this up, and it was 6 cars as well. So it was one of my best setups in the entire day, I think. And I'm getting a beer, so so it was a really good setup for me. And then I had Ramsey in my hand and economy to play him. So I was like, I want Renly off the board, and he doesn't have a board at all anymore. Then after that, so yeah, that was my thought. And then after that, he played, I think, Night of Summer or something. And I had a ward in it, so I was really happy with him having a Night of Summer. But then he, of course, blessed by the maiden, him immediately, which was a really good play, I think, of him. And he played around ward like pretty much the entire game until he had no other choice but to have some people on the board. So he played it, as best as he could, I think. But my board was too large, and I drew a bunch of cards with the Umber Loyalists and Wyman, I think. And yeah, I had too much of an advantage at some point. And then Roos came and finished the game.
Yeah. And I think one could also recognize that Istvan was attempting to always control the board because he wasn't running a reset, and then he. So if you falter with a deck like that, then it's usually lights out. So, but very well played, and you kept your cool, which is always important under such circumstances. And I actually really like your deck because I think here in the coverage we've seen like 6 matchups just straight. Tark against some variant of Stark Fealty, and it was refreshing to see another take on the Stark. How did you come up with that? I mean, I can't imagine you just went, well, I need exactly that. So how did that come into fruition?
Okay, so I won some tournament in the Netherlands, small game night kit, I think. And then I got the Lenny Harrenhal alt art, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna build a deck around that. And I was like, well, he works with the Boltons, so and the star cards are just bonkers right now, Mira and Wyman. So I'm just gonna build a deck around that. And me and a couple of Dutch metamates, we tested with it, and it finally came out to be this. This variant of it, just play all the good star cards, play really good plots, and and a bunch of jank from the Boltons, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen it with players like JC Wama as well, that sometimes you just need that this little tiny speck of jank in your deck to really make it work, and I think that's a hallmark of a great player right there. And you already mentioned your meta. Any particular shout-outs to people you want to give?
Yeah, well, shout out to Jaco, Joppe, Sven, Kenny, actually anybody that brought me here from Amsterdam, especially, but also to Arnhem and Leiden, because we also tested with each other. I'm forgetting people, but yeah, that's okay.
Okay, and this one's going to be a little tougher because I know that after the tournament you don't really remember all your games, but did you have any favorite games, any very memorable opponents, any memorable decks you played against that you really liked?
So one play I remember fondly, and that's I think it was in the top 16 or top 8. No, it was yesterday's top 16, the last game. And it was, I managed to clear 4 characters off the board, marshalling turn 1. So that's pretty good. It was, he had a setup of Hisdar and Miss Sunday, I think, or no, a dragon. And I had the setup of Cerulean Pain and something else. So I trading with the Pinto sheet, and he opened with Summer Harvest and made me first. So I killed his Viserion. He triggered his for Miss Sunday. I warded the Miss Sunday. He triggered Kofo. I Ramseed his Kofo, and then Skaghost for the Hisdar again. So after that it was like he had 15 gold, but still it was like a really fun game. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds terrific, and I'm glad that you had a great time. And as always, I mean, Stahleck is really a community event, so just it's like being part of a big family, and I always look forward to coming back here. And I think it's actually the first time I'm seeing you here. So is this your first time?
Yeah, it was my first time here actually. So I won Dockside in the Netherlands with Mace Hightower. And I got a free ticket, so I had to go, and well, and then just snowballed.
Yeah, pretty much out of control. Nice. Well, then I'm glad that you came here. Glad that you took your innovative deck, and yeah, congratulations again, and thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Did you commentate the entire time? Yeah. Oh, cool. So I'm definitely gonna watch it back. See if I made any misplays or something.
Yeah, I made a lot of misjudgments as well, so you can commentate on my misjudgments in your mind.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, I used to be a player, but I think it's actually also quite important that we bring it out